Range anxiety. Two words that have stopped more people going electric than anything else. But here's the thing. In 2026, that excuse is wearing, well, pretty thin. Today, we're counting down the top 10 longest range electric cars you can actually buy in the UK right now, with official WLTP figures, real world estimates, and the price you're likely to pay at the moment, including any grants. And at the end, I've got three budget picks that will prove that you don't actually need to spend a fortune to go a long distance. So let's get straight into it and get into the top 10. Kicking off the top 10 is the Mercedes EQE. It's the answer to the executive EV saloon, 428 miles on paper, and real world figures are somewhere between 285 and 350, depending on how you drive it. The interior is genuinely spectacular. The hyperscreen option is one of the most dramatic dashboards in any car, full stop. At 74 grand, it's expensive, but you're getting a lot of premium Mercedes for your money. At 9 is VW's flagship electric saloon, 433 miles, and the real world range of 285 to 355 is pretty solid. This makes the ID7 an interesting drive. It's a popular driver's car, something that the early ID models were criticised for missing. At 55 grand, it sits in a very crowded market, but VW's reliability, reputation, and the sheer refinement of the car actually makes this a very serious contender for anybody. In at 8, and this is where it gets interesting, it's the Peugeot E3008. Delivers 434 miles of range for just 40 grand. That is remarkable value at this end of the range chart. It's a proper SUV. The interior is genuinely beautiful. Peugeot have really pushed the design here, and real world numbers are between 290 and 355 miles, and these are very, very respectable. Straight in at number 7 is one of the most expensive cars on our list. 436 miles. That's only 2 miles more than the Peugeot, but it costs £93,000. So what are you paying for? Well, arguably the best interior of any electric car currently on sale. Genuinely brilliant driving dynamics and BMW's best-in-class build quality. The real-world range of 285 to 350 miles is a touch disappointing, but the BMW iX is a car people buy with their hearts. But you'll understand why once you sit in one. The DS number 8 might be the most underrated car on this list. At 446 miles and a real-world range of 300 to 360, that's one of the best real-world to WLTP ratios here. At 54 grand, it undercuts a lot of the competition, and DS have gone all in on luxury and exclusivity with this one. It's got French flair, long range, and genuinely distinctive looks, one to watch out for, but only has an NCAP rating of 4, sadly. No surprises here at 5, it's the Tesla Model 3. And it's on this list, and frankly, it always should be. At 466 miles, and crucially the real-world range of 310 to 405, that upper figure is exceptional. Tesla's efficiency advantage is real, and the supercharger network is probably one of the best charging infrastructures in the UK at the moment. At 45 grand, it's not cheap, but the total package of range, charging, speed, software, performance, it's got everything, and it is still the benchmark for other manufacturers to follow. Audi's first proper long-range EV is in at 4, and they've nailed it. 471 miles on the clock. Real-world range hitting between 325 and 405. It looks stunning. The sportsback body is one of the sharpest silhouettes in the segment, and the interior is exactly what you'd expect from Audi. 69 grand though is a lot of money, but the A6 e-tron feels like it's worth every single penny. Bronze medal goes to the new Mercedes CLA, and this is a genuine surprise package. 483 miles from a car that costs just £43,000. The CLA has been completely redesigned for this generation. new platform, new motors, new everything. And Mercedes have achieved something really, really impressive here on its efficiency. Real world range is between 315 and 410, and it's arguably the best looking car on the entire list. At this price point and range, this car is going to sell in huge numbers in the UK. We're into the 500-mile club now, and the BMW iX3 hits 500 on the official test. A real-world range of between 350 and 430 is genuinely impressive. 60 grand gets you a premium SUV with BMW build quality, generally refined drive, and numbers that make proper long-distance trips feel so stress-free. The iX3 is the car for people who want all the practicality of an SUV with absolutely zero compromises on range. It's a great car. And at number one, by a clear margin, is the Mercedes EQS. 542 miles. Just let that sink in for a moment. Real world range of up to 450 miles means London to Edinburgh and back with miles to spare. Yes, it costs £104,000. It's an unapologetical, expensive, unapologetically luxury saloon, but the range is in a class of its own. It really is. The interior is extraordinary, and if you're in the market for a flagship EV with generally no range anxiety whatsoever, then this is the car for you. So they are the top 10, but range doesn't have to cost a fortune. Here are 3 worth knowing about before you go into that upper bracket. The most affordable car on our list is the EV2, and it's what Kia does best. Brilliant value. 280 miles for a range of 25 grand is genuinely impressive, and it's likely to be one of the best selling EVs in the UK once supply catches up with the demand. If you're on a budget, then this is your starting point. The Renault Scenic is a bit of a dark horse. 382 miles puts it ahead of plenty of those premium options, and it's only £33,000. It's one of the best value propositions on the market. It's comfortable, practical, great tech, seriously underrated. And finally, the car that started the EV revolution in the UK, and it's still relevant at 386 miles in its latest version for 32 grand is the Nissan Leaf. And Nissan's reputation for reliability means running costs stay low. Yes, it's not flashy, but it gets the job done at the end of the day, and it's a great starting point for anybody wanting an EV. So there you have it, the 10 longest range EVs on sale in the UK right now, plus 3 budget picks that prove that range isn't just for the premium market. Now, the standout value award for me goes to the Peugeot E3008 at 434 miles for 40 grand. It's remarkable. The efficiency king is the Tesla Model 3 for its real-world numbers, and if money was no object whatsoever, then the EQS reigns supreme at 542 miles. But remember, most people only drive 20 to 30 miles a day, so why do you need a car that does over 300? Drop a comment below. Which one would you go for? And if you want to see a deep dive on charging speeds and real-world motorway range performance tests, or the best value EVs under 30 grand, then hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.